All right, what's up, everybody? So today's going to be a video about workflow. This is something I discovered kind of recently, and it's definitely the best, hands down, the best method that I have discovered in FL Studio. So I want to show you how it works and why it's so helpful. So this is really a workflow video. Workflow is obviously not as exciting as building cool synths or getting the perfect mix or whatever. And yet it is extremely important, especially, the fact that we're spending sometimes hours on end creating a song, working on a project. If you can shave off, routine kind of, if you're spending minutes here and there doing the same kind of repetitive stuff over and over, it's definitely helpful to be able to kind of shortcut that and bypass it. Because the less time you're spending clicking knobs, pressing buttons, creating clips, whatever, the more time you're actually creating music. So it really does kind of affect the final outcome. At least that's been my experience. And so I thought it was a good idea to make a video about this. So just created a little loop here for the purpose of this video. I'll just play it for you real quick. All right. So I'm going to show you what I'm talking about here. So we've got strings here, we've got a guitar and then a bass. So this is what I'm going to do. I have my channel rack pulled up. Everything kind of, with this particular method, everything starts from the channel rack. So you're going to have the channel rack pulled up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the first plugin, delete this because I'm not using that. So right here, this one's going to be the strings. So what I'm going to do, break out the keyboard here, rename it strings. We're going to name it and we're going to color it. Obviously, color isn't 100% important, but I actually think it's nice to look at and is actually helpful in terms of seeing the different tracks, and it kind of helps separate things just a little bit more, which can definitely be important. All right, so the next one we have the guitar. We'll go to kind of the next color here. And we got the bass. And we'll go here. All right. So that's the first step to this process. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to go over to the track. Right here is going to be our strings. I'm going to right click, rename, oops. Got very distracted. No, I'm going to right click. Where is it? Track mode. We're going to go over to track mode. We're going to go to instrument track. We're going to use existing channel. And there it is right there, strings. All right. So now it's all set up there. We're going to go to the next one. Right click. Track mode. Instrument track. Guitar. Next one. Track mode, instrument track, bass. All right, perfect. Another thing I want to show you real quick before I dive into this, if I go to create new pattern and I use this little drop down bar, it actually automatically has a coordinating, what do you call it, name. I already created the pattern, so this doesn't help me, but if I hadn't created anything yet and I wanted to create the new pattern, it would be right here, automatically kind of synced up. But I already have them, obviously, so forget that for now. All right, so this is why this is extremely helpful. So I'm going to play this one more time. So let's say, for instance, I'm going to go over to my strings. And let's say I want the main cutoff to automate. So this is a third-party plugin. So got to go through the motions here. Oops. There we go. All right. So when I click create automation clip, it's automatically created a track. It knows exactly where it's supposed to go, and it's grouped with the proper track, the proper, track / plugin, etc. And so, if you wanted to hide it, you could do that. I'll just create a random clip here. Okay. Same thing. So very helpful. Let's go to the guitar. I have channel 21. So instead of going to the plugin, let's try something different. I'm going to go over to the track here, and I want to automate the stereo width. The automation clip. Again, right there. It's named, it's grouped properly. Do something wild here. So I'm not gonna, bother with the bass. I think you kind of get the idea at this point. But this is just super helpful because at least, for me, I make a lot of electronic music and that kind of stuff, which I'm sure most people viewing, same kind of situation. The further you go along in the music production kind of journey, the more complex your projects get, the more automation clips, the more editing, the more fine tuning, you can very quickly find that your playlist is filled with, 10, 20, 30 different patterns and clips and samples and automation clips. And so it gets to a certain point where if you're not utilizing these organizational tools, it just becomes one big mess to the point where at least for me, I'd get halfway through a project, I'd come back to it, and it would be so all over the place that I couldn't figure out how to move forward. Let's say I realized maybe a certain pattern isn't, quite right. I want to edit it. Okay, so I'd edit the pattern, but now this automation clip is not, lined up correctly, so I need to go back to that, and without having any kind of organization, it's just one big mess, and might even potentially just give up altogether, which we don't want that. So so that's just my quick tip here on organization. Definitely let me know if you have any questions or comments. Drop leave a comment, and I'm very responsive on my videos, so I'll get back to you. All right, thanks.